here with Mr. Thurston Daniels. I'm Bronwyn Swinton.
And I'm Nikita Arendse.
And you're tuning to the Plain Talks.
So, Mr. Thurston, you were still talking about your family. So, and you were saying that your wife plays a really important part in your family, in your role is like as a person. So, can you please tell me how important do you think it is for somebody to actually have that person that you can trust, that you can go to, that's going to support you in everything you do?
In a time like this, it is very important because the way things are going out there, if you don't have anybody that's supporting you, and you're starting to feel all alone, you feel that this life is not for you. It can put you really in a dangerous position. So it is very important to have somebody that really knows what you are going through.
I'm just thinking back now, Mr. Daniels, you said that you didn't have that father figure in your life. What effect did that have on your life as a young boy?
I felt very empty. I felt lonely. I also looked at other boys and see how their fathers walk with them in the road, fetch them at school. So it was really a painful time for me, growing up with no father.
Yes. And like sometimes not having a father doesn't just affect yourself, like the child, it actually affects like the whole household. So how did it affect your household?
It was terrible. Knowing that there's nobody to protect you, knowing that at night when you lay your head on that pillow, that anything can happen during the night, because that is how I felt.
Yes.
Who's gonna look after us? Who's gonna, when something goes wrong, who can I call out to? So it is, if you don't have a father in a house, things are tough.
Yes.
And not only for you, but also, did you have any siblings?
Yes.
So how did that affect your siblings?
When you find yourself in that position, then you just shut yourself out. Then it affects other people, but it also doesn't matter that much to you because you personally are in that position, man.
Yes.
So you shut out anything or anybody around you. So not noticing how things really get to them, you're more concentrating how it gets to you.
And when you were a child, usually you act out about things like this.
Yes.
Did you ever act out or anything?
I went crazy. I went crazy and it wasn't good for me.
So what did it lead you to do?
I first started by drinking. Then in between I do some mandrakes, and that wasn't enough for me, because when you are searching for something that you know in the back of your mind or in your heart you will never find, you start doing all the crazy stuff, and that is where I was at.
Wow.
Went wild.
Wow. So at what age did you actually start acting out? Because some people start off by the age of 10 and stuff. At what age did you start?
I started about 11, 12.
Wow.
Because that is where I started meeting friends. And that is when I started acting out.
And these friends, what kind of friends were they? Were they the friends with the positive effect on your life or the negative effect on your life?
I couldn't find positive friends.
Wow.
I couldn't, because when you find yourself in that position, the only thing that life throws at you are negative.
But isn't also the way you think about all the things when you think negatively, then you attract negative people, or is it not?
You are.
Yes.
You are so right. When you start thinking negative, the only thing you see is negative people, negative things, and that's how you continue doing stuff negatively.
So how important is it to have a positive influence group of friends in your life?
It's very important. It's very important. I only find out later in my life, when I started making real decisions, to get, I wouldn't call it, or I wouldn't say to get rid of them, but just to not be with them anymore. And it allowed me to start thinking more clear and to start knowing what is right and wrong and to start making good decisions for myself. So it is, yeah, it's very important not to be around negative people.
So like, where was the turning point? Because now you are a manager at a company. Where was the turning point there?
At the age of 13, I started finding myself in drinking, bad company, start making bad decisions. It went crazy. I couldn't see anything good coming out of my life, and then I started finding myself leading a gang, and that really, I thought that was the way, man. I thought that if I can operate the way I'm operating, that's good for me. But I didn't realize that anything and everything in life has got the ending. Until my ending came, my turning point came, is when I faced death in the eyes. And I had to make a real decision. If I'm going to die like this, or if I'm going to take the second chance that I got.
Was that decision made on that moment, or was it made after that?
It was made after that moment.
Wow. So like, what happened that you were like, there was this point where like, look, I'm changing, because it had to be something drastic.
Yeah. I came from work. That was at the age of 15. I came from work and I went straight to the Sabine to drink. And as I found myself amongst the schoolboys, I was sitting and talking to them, not knowing that they had an argument with the neighbor just before I came. And 5 minutes later they left. And after that it was chaos. The neighbor came over the wall shooting, and the first bullet caught my friend in the eye, which he lost. The second one, he caught me in the back, and I was still running down the road while this guy was chasing me, and as he chased me, he was just shooting, but amazingly only the one bullet caught me in my back.
Wow.
And at that point in time, I didn't even realize that I need to change, because I was raised up to go back and just sort this thing out, you know. But afterwards I found myself in hospital, and I was laying there for about a month. And when I came out of hospital, after that I realized that I need to make a turning point in my life.
Wow. Thank you so much, Mr. Daniels. But we're quickly going to go into a break.
We will come back to this.
We have to, eh?
Yeah.
So guys, hold fast. I know you want to hear the rest of the story.